Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Hello, beautiful people.
So, guys, this was our Patreon exclusive today, a Critical Galactic Federation update. Some really interesting things that came across about the geopolitical situation, but not just the geopolitical situation, also ascension related. And let us say that I think we are all changed at this point in time.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys. There is some sort of active shooter situation. This is Pensacola, Florida, NAS Corey Station. We send out prayers again and positive energy to all those involved in the situation, and we'll hopefully have an update for you guys later on tonight. We are not alone in this universe. This is California, and yeah, absolutely, we're not alone. Yeah, we've never been alone. You couldn't be alone if you tried. It's an impossibility. Even when you are alone, you're not alone, as there are so many different densities, different dimensions to our reality. And yeah, we have so many different drones in the sky, and then we have things that are obviously, CGI at times, AI created creations, but then there are the legit, real ships and other objects up there that are not made by Homo sapiens. And yeah, a good proportion of them could be from the rest of planet Earth that is kept away from us, as we are in a quarantine zone here on Earth. But when our frequency hits a high enough point, which may not be too far away, literally, there is the chance that it may only be months away at this point, because everything is changing so rapidly, then we'll have just out and out direct contact. But at this point in time, we have a lot of people waking up to the fact that no, it's not just us here on Earth.
No, it's definitely not. There is many different layers of different beings, and we're going to see that here in just a second. But when I was watching that air vehicle in the other slide, that's really difficult to CGI when something is moving. You can do a still shot, but it's hard. That would be a lot of work to CGI that whole thing.
And this we've had for about a month, and we've just been hesitant on releasing it till we understood a little bit more about it. I will play this for you guys. And one more time, just to give you guys. Oh man, this is an entity that is opening up the door here to the storage building and then coming out. And so we had impressions of this, and I'd be curious to see what percentage of the people out there can really see, and tell me what you do see in regards to this. Now, this storage building, that door, you have to turn the knob completely 100% around in order to pull the door open. It doesn't open up on its own with like a gust of wind.
So this was really kind of got me with my two eyes, because I'm pretty good at deciphering what's going through the two eyes and what's going through the third eye. And I had to ask Mike about 20 times, are you sure that is not a person that is walking out? Because I see everything from the arm to it stepping down to it going up to the other place there. And this one really got me, and I think it's just because it was so dense. It was so close to 3D. It has a lot of power to it, but I also felt that it was a very disturbed entity with a lot of trauma, and it kind of actually, just watching this, threw me off that day.
Yeah, again, for those who have eyes to see, and don't be surprised if you start to see things like this that you never saw before. As we're raising in vibration and the energies that are coming, let's just call it from the sun, and raising the vibration, if you look into the Schumann resonance and some of the other technologies that we have there for measurement that is external to ourselves, all of a sudden you start to realize, like, maybe there is something more out there than what we can perceive with our five senses.
Yeah, so what is the situation with this? Well, in the morning I let the pups out. This is our backyard, by the way. In the morning I let the pups out, and then I noticed that the door to the storage building was open. And I thought, wow, do we have an intruder? There's nothing in the storage building, so I knew there was nothing to steal. But I was just looking. I was going to go look and see where somebody had maybe pushed down the fence or cut the fence to get into the backyard. But there was no sign of that. And the thing that tipped me off to this being something, quote unquote, more paranormal was the fact that Sita wouldn't get within about 80 feet of it. She stayed far away from the building and would not get near the building. Rama came with me. It was still dark out when I went and checked it out. It was probably about 5 a.m. And this happened early morning. I want to say like 12:30 or so. I forget what the time was. It was really early in the morning, just after midnight. But Sita wouldn't go near it. And Sita is, of the two of them, she is the one that she can see attachments on people. Sometimes she'll bark at people because they have an attachment, and she could see that. She sees things that are off in the astral very, very easily. And so Rama, he followed. He didn't even follow me. He led the way, and he jumped in the building to go check it out. He's a very brave boy, but Sita wouldn't even get close. So then I went and checked the video, because we have cameras up all over the property, and saw this, and asked Cindy to check it out. And I could see what looks to me like a shadow being, and you could see it then move off. But Cindy sees way more detail than I do.
Oh, I do. I see the thing turning the knob. I see it stepping down. I see it walking up across the grass and over to a different property, different area. But I think Sita is unique in the sense that she smells chemical changes too. She smells chemical changes in people, and she's very sensitive. And she might actually have her senses mixed up. And I had that when I was little too. It's like, I could taste color and I could smell sound, and I was just all scrambled in my head. And to me, I was fine, but everyone else really thought that I was very confused, and if not, just very abnormal.
So describe, please, what you see, and then describe what you picked up about this being.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I see it. To me, I see it. It's turning the doorknob. It's opening the door. It's stepping out. It's walking away.
It's humanoid.
It's very dense. It's extremely dense. It's very upset. There is some type of disturbance. It didn't want to be there, and I did feel the whole energy of it go through my body, and I did end up processing for it, because it was in a very bad place. And because I am what I am, I'm a channel, I'm a clear conduit channel, and it's one of my jobs. That energy comes through me. I processed it. That was kind of a rough day for me, but I understood more what was going on, and I have Mike to support me and help me through it, providing we know what's going on. It's not difficult. We know what to do. And I think that kind of makes us different, when it comes to energy work, is like we understand what to do. But it has gone to a different place. It's gone to a better place. So when I tap into the energy now, it's at a higher place, but it was stuck for a very, very long time.
So you and I guess we did help it process and move forward. Now, you had picked up too, when we first came to this property, that there were three beings of an extraterrestrial nature that were here.
There were, and I could see them. I could see they had a red sheen to them. I don't know if that was just their skin, or I don't know if that was their alien suit. I don't know, but they were crash landed here and they were not very happy about it. But they are, they're kind of stuck. So when these things happen dimensionally in an etheric realm that we don't understand, it's hard to explain to people what you see. And then of course they don't believe you. Why would they? We've been, brought up in a place where science is a certain way and it keeps you in a certain box. So when people talk outside of that box, it's like, people just blow it off so quickly. But when it comes to information and it comes to light, you don't see it unless it's there. You can't see it unless it's there. That much I know.
So describe this being a little bit more. I mean, as far as the height and the face and...
He's kind of a big guy. I would say he's, at least like 6 foot tall, maybe bigger. Very robust, very strong. Maybe even coming from an energy such as Mars, a very strong planet. And going on, I don't know. It feels like they were searching for something. They were on some type of a mission and it didn't go well. So now they are stuck. There's 3 of them that I can pick up in the area. Now there could be more. There could be more hiding, but I can see 3.
And how long do you think they were stuck?
Oh my gosh, I think it's been a very long time. Like looking at our time, it could be 100 years or more.
Interesting. So it did move on. Now, coincidentally, this event occurred when I expanded the fence beyond this building.
Right.
So it was like I expanded the fence to the perimeter of the property, and then this event occurred. So it somehow triggered it.
Yeah, I do feel like there was an energetic interruption, and that's why it wanted to move. It didn't like that energy, but unbeknownst to it, it had somebody who was going to process any of their trauma, any of their fears, so that they could move up in vibration. And that's something that can be done for loved ones who have passed too. You can actually help them process their emotion, or you can have someone help you work with you to help them process the emotion once the energy is inside of your body. There's these rules about emotion, and if it's processed in the densest form, it does release these energies, which are like these blocks that are released. So this being can go up, the energy that needs to go down. It's very heavy, gravity pulls things down, and when you release these energies, they stay where they belong, and other energies are able to go up where they want to be. So processing in this realm is a very, very big deal. I cannot stress that enough. Our emotions should never be ignored. There's ways to get around things. If something makes you very, very angry, it's important we find a way to process them and not allow them to pull us down.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because the more I look at it, the more clearly I can see it too, as it makes its way up the hill. So again, this is our personal experience in our personal backyard. And we have tons and tons of things that we've experienced. This is in Oklahoma. A teacher spots a jellyfish UFO, sends a drone up to film it. And, again, it's interesting because it looks like there's a white light, and then there's a trail that reminds us of what they call red sprites. Again,
neighbors were calling each other.
Again, there's been so many sightings by so many people. This is the gentleman that sent the drone up. Now, he was having a problem with the drone to get it up in the air in the first place. There seemed to be some sort of interference going on. Amazing. This one right here, here's a plane up in the air, and then something comes flying right by. As you can see, another UAP. Pretty clear up photo there. We've never been alone. This right here, you see this object, I have it slowed down to 25%. This was a video from 4 years ago, I think closer to 5 now. This is over in Nevada, not far from again, Nellis Air Force Base and all that fun stuff. As you see, reptilian humanoids, folklore, fiction, conspiracy theories. It's just a fact. 1 minute, 5 seconds, this shows up, and it buzzes on by. I mean, we've had closer calls too than that. Paranormal. I have it slowed down. I'm not drunk, guys. Nothing's paranormal. Whoosh, as it goes by. It's just simply stuff that we don't fully understand. Well, and I should clarify, not all understand. Some people totally get it. And a growing number of people totally get it. Again, this is what we picked up on this, is that it's a reptilian drone. So it's a drone that makes a regular route around the area.
It manifests in a certain area and flies by. And it was Zeke who got us up to this point where we decided to do a video, and we caught it.
Yeah, Zeke decided he was very, very
Adventurous.
Yeah, he said we're going up here, and he wasn't always like that. He usually would look for us for guidance, but now he's like, oh, we got to go up the hill, and then we ran into that. This is a UAP in the Florida Turnpike heading south. I mean, there's so many sightings right now. Sure, probably the most of them are our own military. This is a cylindrical or tic-tac UFO. Most of these are reptilian. Not a good energy. You could feel it if you really feel into it. So there's so many of these things. By the way, there was a 6.1 very close to Atacama, Chile, and coincidentally, this is the Atacama Giant. And again, this is an extraterrestrial, and the Pope has this, on his little bib there. Yeah, the Pope has a thing for Chilean aliens. Well, just certain ones, just only certain ones. Again, the reptilians control the Vatican. It looks, again, like a reptilian in and of itself. Miami, Florida, multiple UAPs, orbs. Again, a lot of things are actually plasma. Yeah, sure. Some things are Chinese lanterns, and other is our military. But it's not all the case. Again, this was another one we got. This is Mississippi by Hattiesburg. This is a Djinn. This is what is called a Djinn. As you can see, it looks like a being made of fire with its head here, arm out. All these poor animals were slaughtered, and we think, by this thing. They wanted to blame Zeke, as we were camping right across the pond from this. And so there was 10 goats that were killed. And, they were acting very strangely. They were very terrified of this thing. This video, I'll link it again if you haven't seen this. And this was the original video, which somebody had to point it out, that it was there. So, this is over 3 years ago. We're no stranger to this. This happens to us like pretty much every day. I have another video from our security camera that we're going to be putting up on Heart's Home to cover some things, again, about beings that are non-physical but very, very real. I know it makes some people nervous and they might want to swim to safety or run to safety, but, it's time to get used to this fact that you're not alone.
Yeah, the other thing that's important to mention is if you're going to dabble in this type of adventure, make sure you protect yourself. And whatever your belief system is, whether you're using candles or crystals or sage, again, you can call upon your archangels, masters, guides, whoever you believe in. Make sure that you put the intention, because that's the important part, to protect yourself before you kind of get in there and explore some of this stuff.
Very important. Our intention is everything, and I think people maybe sometimes underestimate that intention. I know I did before I got into this work, but I've seen enough things and I've had enough things happen that, the logical mind goes around and it tries to explain it and explain it and explain it and explain it. And the explanations, you keep having to reach further and further and further and further. So after a while, I accept it now. It is what it is. There's a different world, a different realm. I allowed myself to open up and allowed my abilities to flow through again because I had them as a child. It's just, I guess I tried to cut them off because life happened, trauma happened, and I just didn't want to deal with it. But, this is part of my destiny. It's what I'm supposed to do, is bridge people to those other realms.
Absolutely. Again, these things have always been around us. It's just our perception is changing, and so we're becoming more and more aware of them. And the channeled message on Patreon explains more of what's going on, because the changes are rapid, and we are heading back into a time of myth and legend. And I just wonder how many people ended up getting full frontal lobotomies that really were simply gifted psychics.
That's just really a horrible story, but you can go back and you can actually look at the literature. When they stopped doing those lobotomies, that's when they started making these other medicines. And I'm not a doctor. I can't tell anybody what to do if they're not feeling well. But psychic abilities can really give you a run for your money if you don't know how they're working, what they're doing to you or for you. It's really something to take very seriously if you have these abilities. In fact, I don't even recommend people using them when they find out they have them. You have to heal first. That trauma has to be healed.
Today's magic becomes tomorrow's science.
Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the most important thing is keeping your frequency high. So, again, that is the biggest factor in keeping yourself protected. So, be very, very cautious when it comes to mind-altering substances that lower your frequency, which, again, is pretty much everything you're going to go find over at CVS and Walgreens and, Walmart, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and our very food as well. As always, guys, source bless and namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.